Today we need to talk about people saying Jung Kook promos are being banned and people are upset at HYBE. We also need to get into why apparently Jung Kook is believed to be shirtless with Han So Hee in the 7 music video and why this is talked about. And lastly, we have Jung Kook photos trending. So hey Dumplings, this is Dave. Decide hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, taste filling mug merch, and let's go. Jung Kook's 7 ad and posters have been spotted all over the world. This is the poster we see with Jung Kook shading his eyes, and then we have one where it's just an empty chair. Armies have already been posting sightings for this, and some have even opted for stealing them or trying to. I remember in the beginning, some armies were getting so mad and angry over these photos being seen and trying to report or attack other armies for sharing the poster and saying that the posters were leaked and that it's sasang content. Obviously, this is not true because the posters are hung up in a public space. Saying a billboard created by HYBE is leaked content makes no sense. But part of me also thinks the people who are protesting the photos of the poster deleted are just people who want other fans to stop talking about Jung Kook and are attempting to ruin the debut, which I will talk about a bit more later. But once the photos got out, the whole fandom started sharing them and talking about how good they look, and now officially we are made aware that this is not a leaked of content, but actually meant to happen. HYBE or Big Hit made sure to post about the poster on their Instagram, and they posted the stories that were coming from different parts of the world, specifically 9 places, specifically Paris, England, Texas, Chicago, LA, Thailand, San Francisco, and New York. Normally these posts would go on the members' individual Instagram accounts, but Jung Kook doesn't have one now, and so the official BTS page will act as his own account. And so armies think the posting of this implies a mini tour or at least a mini fan meet across these cities. That would definitely be exciting. And since these are major cities, it's very likely. However, it could also just be the cities that these posters were on, as in they're not anywhere else, so Big Hit just reposted those. And since those cities are big, that could be a reason why these posters are even in those cities. So a world tour or mini tour is definitely what I am hoping for, but don't get too excited if that does not happen. Although Big Hit doesn't usually repost fan posts, that could mean it is supposed to be something. I can't imagine how excited Jung Kook must feel. The process of making music is so weird because there's this long haul of just silence. This is the writing process, this is shopping around for new producers, and so this is just a lot of emails and possible meetings with the label, all of which usually doesn't take 9 hours in a day, and then you have the production recording bit where things get slightly more busy. This is when you spend your 9 hours in the studio meeting with your producers, meeting with your label for budgets and promotion strategy, and then also some labels will already have a publicist working on a comeback. So getting Jung Kook with Calvin Klein is something they did. Getting Jung Kook all those features and even big events like the World Cup is something the PR team could pitch for. So sometimes artists are asked, other times their team will make the first move. We don't know which Jung Kook was. It really doesn't matter. But this part probably feels as busy as I would think most of us would be slightly uncomfortable with. You'll have days where you work until 8 p.m. and then head home. Some days you'll have off, and then others you'll work maybe until 3 p.m. And then it kicks up to be the most busy ever. This is the part most people cannot do. Talk shows, performances, one after the other, radio, red carpet appearances, more collabs, and then a ton of dance rehearsals. And then it goes right into touring. This is the part where artists get like 3 hours of sleep at night. I think people know that for Jung Kook, so they get anxious or sad if Jung Kook is not getting the proper promotion. People think that Jung Kook is severely mistreated by HYBE, and even that BTS gets mistreated by HYBE. One example that people want to call out was TXT's new song with the Jonas Brothers called Do It Like That, which was being promoted via YouTube ads. In case you are unaware, any person, company, whoever can sign up to make a video and make a Google ad account. You can then pay Google whatever amount to promote the video. And when users watch a random video on YouTube and an ad appears at the front of that video, it could be the video you paid for. Although typically they wouldn't show you your own video because you're paying per person seeing the video, so it's a waste if they show you. But anyway, now you know if you didn't. So allegedly HYBE paid for that TXT music video to be an ad. Armies were upset by this for some reason, to say that apparently HYBE can do this for TXT but cannot do this at all for BTS. Now there's a few issues with this that I think is not general knowledge. So let's talk about it. ARMYs want BTS to be promoted so they can get bigger, right? The issue with the promotion is that those views do not count towards the charts. It might count towards Korean charts, but not US charts. Only organic and natural views count. The second issue is sales above views. Labels do not care about views. At the start, they might see views as a good metric to indicate if the group is successful. So then you might ask, if views don't count, why promote TXT as an ad? Hold that thought. Labels care about album sales, so even if BTS were to make a music video and get 50 million views in a month, which is lower for them, but they get 50 million sales from those views, HYBE or Big Hit may not see a reason to put money into the music video or promote it as an ad as they reach their sales goal. And so sales is more important than views. The second thing is possibly if BTS used all of the budget that was allocated to them for their music production and that sort of stuff, then there would be no money left to put ads into said music videos. So once the artists make their money from their songs, they just take that profit and then move on to the next song. They don't typically reinvest that money into pushing the song out more. They're usually done with it once the album promotion cycle is over. TXT might be putting money into an ad because their music video might not have cost as much as they were anticipating, so they were like, let's put that money into the video. It's also a very Western style of marketing, paying for ads, and since they're doing a collab with the Jonas Brothers, they figured this is a great song to get the music in front of a more Western audience. And by the way, if you do want to join me in reacting to this music video, I did post the reaction to it today, and we all fangirl and have a fun time squeal into it. We have a limited $1 tier that is still open, and I will link the Patreon in the description. Hope to see you there. Speaking of music videos, people were most excited about 7 coming out, and there's been some small things being rolled out here and there. And we have so many people like JoJo on the radio, Charlie Puth, and even Scooter Braun who have talked about how we have no idea what is to come and it's going to be so good. The PR team has done a great job at the slow rollout and releasing information here and there about the music video without giving away too much. So obviously we know that Han So Hee will play the main character in the video, and she is such an iconic actress in Korea. So we already know that there will be an iconic person that is there, and it will be some sort of story. And then also apparently it's a dance song. Due to the posters having Jung Kook with an open blazer, people do think that Jung Kook will be nude in the music video, and that will probably kill us all. Then recently we got news of 2 releases of different versions of 7 you can pre-order. There's a clean version and then an explicit version. Of course, you can definitely imagine how someone would freak out after hearing explicit, and the likelihood of the music video using the explicit version is higher, because labels like to make sure the music video is different from what you hear on the radio, because it gives you a reason to look it up and listen to it. So if the music video is following the lyrics, then maybe the video will also be a bit raunchy. However, being explicit most of the time just means he will say 1 or 2 curse words, or there could be references to sex, drugs, or whatever. Obviously, Jungkook is still a K-pop idol, so he cannot make a video with him making out with someone or being in bed with someone. Although we may get a shirtless moment in the video, is he and Han So Hee going to have a love moment where they make out or whatever? Less likely. But Han So Hee might have another actor in the video. Maybe it's an upcoming actor, so we don't actually know who it's going to be. So there's a lot of theories. I don't think Jungkook confirmed a very raunchy scene, and even if it ends up being a raunchy scene, that's okay. I would love to see Jungkook in that light, and I think the more idols do this type of stuff, the more the newer generation can do this type of stuff, right? I think it's a long battle between these idols being famous and being allowed to feel famous, because the fandom hates, and I mean hates with a passion, when the idol realizes or knows that they're successful, because the fandom puts success as a bad thing, when in reality the artist knows they're successful. It's kind of hard to look at your bank account and see $1 million in there and not think you're successful. But then they have to play this pretend game of, I'm going to pretend I'm relatable so everyone doesn't hate me. And in reality, when I see that, there becomes an even bigger disconnect, because it's not reality. I would rather someone show me their reality, even if it's not relatable, just because it's real to them. And so I would love to see Jungkook more authentically himself and not feel like he'd get backlash for existing. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.